G'day, Straya. How are you going? How you going? I hope you're right. You bloody well ought to be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Thursday and basketball is back. Oh, geez, Jim, do you want to take your mind off other stuff? Yes! I'll tell you what, it was like Twitter has just sucked for like the last 48 hours, right? And then as soon as basketball came back and Jack McVeigh makes his debut, I'm like, nothing else matters now. We're rolling. We're back, baby. Anyway, that is, this entire guff here of NBA Straya. That's what we do. It's Thursday, November 7. I am your host, James Clement. You can see me on the panel, the official NBL Supercoach show. What else is there? The AFL Today show, NFL Straya, and whatever else I sort of pop up on. There's a lot of things. I'm here in the Sports Today studio, aka the James Clements Memorial Excellence in Podcasting studio. We're breaking down 12 games today. There was a lot going on. It was also really fun. We had some great games. I really enjoyed this one. We got a buzzer beater in Charlotte. We had some cracking comebacks. It was really fun. So we'll break down all of that in the game wraps. We've got That's Not a Knife, Old Mate, No Mate, Spud of the Night, Better Than Lonzo Ball. We've got the Yeah and Ahs, the Unpopular Opinion of the Day, and Outback Takehouse. We were serving up a flame grill take. There is an Andrew Gay's Great MAMBA Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence and a Shane Hill Shoot Your Shot, Light 'em Up Award. And we'll pick and preview the 3 games tomorrow. There's only 3, which is cool. It's a little bit easier than 12. I'll tell you that much. Jeez. All right, and that'll be it. So let's try to get through this one as fast as we can. Just because I'm really tired. I got, no sleep last night. It sucked. But I believe this is episode 1149 of NBA Straya. So let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gay.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Darcy Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
Hi, this is Ryan Brockhoff.
This is Mitch Creek. This is Mick Kay.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya. You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the Shaq Attack.
Yeah, you better, because he's got another show. This one's basically the Shaq is essentially just going, you know how I've got all these ad deals with all these companies? I'll just get them to sponsor the show that I just want to do. And this one's called The Break Room, presented by the General Auto Insurance on his YouTube. So he just kind of wants to be like his hero, me, Jimmy. That checks out. Shaq has always looked up to me, no doubt, despite being 7'2" and older than I am. So, bit weird, but here we are. It is also strange. I love, when, we're living in the States, we were just I don't know, just there were so many Shaq ads, and you're like, this is great. Get your money, Shaq. You also made, more money than basically anybody up until that point in the NBA, which is pretty cool. But then you turn around, it's Shaq's Arizona iced tea. There was Shaq's, he was the Icy Hot? You love that. The General Auto Insurance, where he's, sitting there with that weird, crappy CGI General. It was weird. It was cool. Just a lot of Shaq. It's yes. And now we've got a lot of Shaq over here because of, PointsBet? And it's this is fun. He's a fun dude. I need more Shaq. So maybe we just get more Shaq over here. It'd be kind of weird now, though, because he's on the PointsBet stuff over here. What do we got? He does Papa John's over there. I don't know, if he did it for Pizza Hut or something over here, it'd be sick. It's Shaq-a-roni season. Let's make it happen, Pizza Hut. Come on. All right, anyway, let's do some, the daily, it's a whip around. That's how we start every day here at NBA Straya. Very simple. Today, we already hit on this one yesterday in the very brief, I think it was brief, it was 40 minutes. 8 surprising things about the season so far and the power rankings from week 2. Joel Embiid was suspended for 3 games for shoving Marcus Hayes, the reporter. That's kind of fun, I guess. 3 games. It's when he gets back, he has to sit out 3 games. And Philly, he'd just be all right, he's healthy now. Don't care. Just, no, seriously, he's fine. He'd be playing right now. Why wouldn't you do that if you're Philly? You're already taking the piss. This is great. You keep getting fined by the NBA. Adam Silver's like, I need to buy some more. Definitely not children's blood. Away we go, right? So off you go. Do your thing, Philly. Just keep taking the piss. Daryl Morey. I challenge you. Speaking of which, Marcus Hayes will continue to cover the Sixers even after the altercation, which is pretty interesting. Just imagine going back in there. It's like, go on, have another crack, dickhead. Chin's right here. Go on, right here. I love that. And also, Anthony Davis sat out today. There's a couple of weird little injuries. So Anthony Davis with his foot. I backed the Grizzlies to the hilt yesterday. Pretty happy with that. They smashed him in the end. And Jalen Duren also rolled his ankle, which sucked. I love me some Jalen Duren. So we'll talk about that in a second because we're going to do some... That's all the news. Like, this is kind of all that happened. So let's get stuck. Oh, apart from I guess Pop is still out indefinitely. We don't have any update on that situation with the Spurs. It's probably not good. So, yeah, hopefully he's all right. Anyway, let's do some game wraps. Game wraps. 12 games today. Let's fly through them all. We had a buzzer beater in Charlotte. Get it? It's the Hornets. They call it Buzz City. It was a buzzer beater. From Brandon Spindles Miller. How good was he? That was fantastic. I enjoyed this game a lot. This game was actually wildly fun, which is not something you'd usually say about a match between Detroit and Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Why is that, Jim? Yeah, because they're both a bit shit. But they're fun. Because, I don't know, Detroit... So we talked about, what is it? Pretty good is good when you're a coach, and JB Bickerstaff is just good. And so Detroit had a fucking tire fire as a coach last year who didn't know his ass from his elbow and didn't know who the fuck Jaden Ivey was. Jaden Ivey, meanwhile, is now crushing it, and he's awesome. You're like... was Monty Williams just fucking blind? Is he just an idiot? What? What was going on? It was weird. Anyway, this game was sick. It was gnarly. It was 31-31 in the third quarter. It was 31-31 in the fourth quarter. It was wicked. They got down Charlotte, and LaMelo was like, fuck it, I'll just score 15 points in the fourth quarter. Does his weird fucking shot, throws it in from fucking 1 million years away. It was awesome. They got back into it. They got up. They nearly completely fucking coughed it up. Spindles Miller turned the ball over. They're up like 2 or whatever. Oh, up 1. With the ball, Detroit were like, we'll have to foul. And he turned it over. They scored. They're down. It's like, oh, shit. Grant Williams lines up at 3, misses it. Spindles Miller's just under there fucking going, oh, Jesus. Throws it up and in. It drops in. They win. Awesome game. I love me some Charlotte. Ivy was ace. Cade got another triple-double, which is pretty cool. But making those shots down the stretch, the Hornets are just kind of like, at home, they'll keep doing this sort of fun shit. On the road, I don't really trust it, but yeah, they're cool. I also like that they've got an actual half-decent coach as well. This is what happens when you upgrade a coach from shit old weirdo dudes to cool, fun, young dudes. It's good. That's what happened. JB Bickerstaff and Charles Lee. The Next Generation. Have you ever watched Star Trek? The Next Generation? Because then I watched that and I was like, I remember bits and bobs of this from when I was a kid. And I'm like, how do I even remember that? I didn't watch it. It's just it just smacks of 80s, 90s, weird sci-fi shit. And I watched it all during COVID or whatever the fuck it was, right? I think. And it was just fucking, here's 45 minutes of just fucking Jean-Luc Picard and I'm Patrick Stewart just doing cool fucking weird voices and rooting alien birds. It's that's fucking, what a legend. And that dude with the beard, what's it? I can't remember his name. Riker, that's it. And I'm like, I don't get, I've watched it all. I get way more fucking references in pop culture and shit. It's weird. Because I feel like I watched those old movies at some point, but yeah, not much of a Trekkie, but now I've seen it. So there you go. Anyway, how did I start on that? I don't remember, but fuck it. Old weird stuff? Nah, don't remember. Anyway, Detroit. How did I start there, producer Gerald? I don't know what happened then. I just blacked out for a second. Detroit. Jaden Ivey. I love him. Caden Ivey. Cade had the 20-10 and 10. That's the most perfect triple-double you can get, I think. You got the Jason Kidd triple-double, which is the 10-10-10, and the perfect one is the 20-10-10-10. So you're like, that's cool. He does the 20-10-10. Ivey had 21, 4, and 5. He looked like he got hurt at 3 different points, but kept coming back, which is kind of cool. Hardaway gave him 12. Tobias Harris, you got a boss. 14 points. Cade shot 9 of 23 for his 20 points, and that's the sort of weird one. He's not hitting threes. He's not getting the line enough. You're like, oh, that's the next step, Cade. What are you doing? Well, for Charlotte, LaMelo ends up with 25, 6, and 8. Goes 5 of 12 on threes and just was taking the piss at the end. Spindles has 19, 6, and 4. I love me some Spindles Miller because he's not as spindly as Brandon Spindles Ingram was. and he's going to get bigger, and he looks awesome. So I've got a lot of time for Brandon Miller. Miles Bridges, that piece of shit, he had 27 points. Grant Williams at 12 and 7. Charlotte are now 3 and 5. Detroit dropped to 3 and 6. Orlando are no good without Paolo Banchero. We know that, but they fucking threatened them. They nearly beat Indy. They lose 118, 111. I like their approach. They just went full fucking Germany team. It's like, let's go all the Wagners. It's like, Mo, you and your big pumpkin head, get out there with your brother, Franz, hello, and go hammer and tongs. This was 90-90. And then it was 99-101 with like 7 minutes left. And you're like, holy shit. But then the Pacers, Jarris Walker hits a 3. Miles Turner gets a bucket. He then hits another 3 just after that. And they sort of just rolled from there. And the Magic, why is that, Jim? Is it because they don't have a point guard? Because you keep banging on about it? Yes. They weren't able to get quite back into it. Franz is really good. He ends up with 28, 8 and 6. He shot 10 of 23 and 2 of 7 from 3, though. It's kind of like the one thing about Franz. You're like, can you just be a little bit more efficient? And hit some fucking threes, mate. Suggs had 15, 6 and 6. Mo with 14. Anthony Black. Look, it's good that they're sort of just going, right, we'll roll with Jalen Suggs and Anthony Black as our point guard. It's like, yeah, but if you had one veteran point guard, you might be fine. Anyway, Indy, Benny Mathurin, 20 and 11. 17s for Halliburton, Miles Turner, and Pascal Siakam. Halliburton just looks a bit wonky still. And it's weird. Like, you watch him and you're like, he looks like 85% of what he is. But then in different games, he'll be 99%. Other ones, he'll be like 65%. And he's obviously still carrying an injury. And there was like reports about, it's not his hammy. It was like a back issue. And you're like, that's much more fucked. Because backs, what do we not do on NBA Straya? We do not fuck with backs. We do not fuck with them. Jared, amazingly, weirdly enough, 2 different bench players didn't miss for the Pacers, and they both went 7 of 7 from the floor. Jarris Walker goes 7 of 7, hit 3 of 3 from 3 for 17.6 rebounds, and then TJ McConnell went 7 of 7 and 1 of 1 from 3 for 15 points and 5 assists. Randomly, Jarris Walker had 0 assists, and TJ had 0 rebounds. It's a strange stat line, but anyway. Orlando dropped to 3 and 6. It just sucks. I don't like banging on about it, but fucking Orlando, they're so good. But without Paolo, they stink. And it feels like it could be easily mitigated just with a fucking actual point guard. Anyway, Indy are 4 and 4. Bouncing back, looking good. Hey, Golden State beat Boston. That was funny. 118, 112. What did Steve Kerr come out and say? He's like, we're going to make America great again and beat Boston. So, okay. I feel like you're mixing your messages here a little bit, Steve. Anyway, Warriors gave them all they could handle and then some. But then Boston came from the fucking clouds, got up 7 in the fourth quarter. This game was pretty gnarly. And you're like, you see what they really missed, though? Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis. Yeah, they're down a few starters. And it sort of sucked for Boston in the end. Like, they just couldn't quite get there. Like, Quater, he's starting. He was fucking good. And it was just kind of like, who's that little guy again who's going to kill us? Oh, fuck, it's Steph Curry. Yeah, he does that to people, doesn't he? And he did it to Boston. Boston went 19 of 54 from downtown. That's a lot of threes. That's just, sometimes you're like, that's just maybe probably too many threes. And sometimes that swings in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. That's the first game that the Celtics are lost at home this year. It's a bit of a bummer. I was like, yeah, let's see if they go unbeaten at home all season, and they've already lost. It's like the second week in November. Well, the first week in November. Fuck you. Come on, Boston. Anyway, Tatum ends up with 32, 4 and 2. He shot 10 of 20 and 5 of 10 from 3. And you kind of like, that was all right. It wasn't great, though, without JB there. Derek White, he had 26. He went 7 of 16 from downtown. That's so many threes, but he hit 7 of them. 14 and 8 for Quater. I love Quater. He's awesome. And you had Giroux. He shot a magic number. We'll talk about that later. Peyton Pritchard also shot a magic number, but it was from 3. He had 16 points. He's a weapon. I love it, but it's almost too much Peyton Pritchard, if you know what I mean. It's like, that's just a lot of Peyton Pritchard. He's good in very short bursts, but if you don't have Jaylen Brown, you've got fuck all sort of recourse, I guess. And for the Warriors, like, Steph did fuck all in the first half. Absolutely nothing. And then in the second half, he just went, all right, better win this game. And the cool thing is he can still do that. That's fucking cool as shit. That's awesome. Draymond had a triple single, the 9, 6, and 4. Trace Jackson-Davies didn't do shit. Wiggins only had, the 16. He shot 6 of 14. You're like, how the fuck did they win this? Like, even watching it, you're like, how did they win this? It's like, well, Moody had a few. Buddy Hield hit a bunch of threes. He ends up with 16. They got 11 from Kyle Anderson, and it felt like all 11 of his points came at very big moments where you're like, hey, that was really important that he hit that three. Oh, shit. That he had a putback or a little floater or whatever the fuck. And you're like, oh, geez, Kyle Anderson is killing the Celtics? Sure. And that's kind of how they did it. 10 and 4 for Cumdog. And boom, Warriors beat Boston. I guess America's great again, Steve Kerr. That was your call, son. It was your call. Boston, 7 and 2. Amazingly, the Golden State Warriors, who Jim wrote off, are 7 and 1. It was good to see, though, on the broadcast. They're like, well, we've all been listening to NBA Straya, and Golden State have beaten fucking nobody. So can we trust them? And then they came out and beat the reigning champs. So I look like a fucking idiot. Talk about that again in a second. Anyway, the Knicks, they lost in Atlanta. Why is that, Jim? It's because they're like thinner than my hair's getting. Like, it's just, they're 121, 117, 116, they lose to the Hawks. And the Hawks were not that, like, the Hawks, the only good one on the Hawks was fucking Zachary Richardson. Like, because, I mean, Jalen Johnson's a weapon. But the Knicks just didn't, like, Cat had 34 and 16. I was watching bits of this game going, he's having a very good game. Brunson's fine. How are they losing? And they could never get any stops. And you're like, this is Atlanta. How are you not getting stops? And here we are, like 21, 3, and 4 for Brunson. Not quite enough, right? And then Josh Hart had 14. Q Grimes with 15 and 6. Oh, no, 15 and 6 to OG. Bridges had 10 and 5 on 10 shots. Deuce had 16, 4, and 7, hits 4 threes. They go 22 of 47 from downtown. They have 15 turnovers. And then Atlanta had 16 offensive rebounds. That's a lot. Only 8 turnovers. They took 100 shots, Atlanta. 100! That's a lot. Makes your stats very easy. They shot 45 of 100. What percentage do you reckon they shot? Even a math magician like me can figure that one out. It's 45. Right? I think so. Fuck. I hope I'm right. Anyway, whereas the Knicks only took 84 shots because of those O boards, right? That's 16 more shots. You're going to win a few more games than the opposition when you shoot 16 more fucking times than them. And Richardson was incredible. 33, easily his best game as a pro. The number 1 pick. 33, 7, and 3 assists with 3 steals and 2 blocks. He was awesome. He went 6 of 10 from downtown. When your fucking number 1 pick hits these threes, you look awesome. And a genius. 23, 15, and 7 for Jalen Johnson. He's unreal. He's a beast. I fucking love him. Just, can we get him to change his name? Like, just fucking something cool. Like, Jalen Johnson is just so boring. Anyway, like Trae Young, that is a cool fucking name. Weirdo dude, but we'll talk about that again in a second. He shot 7 and 21, did Trae. He had 23, 6, and 10. 3-9 from downtown. Clint Capella, he had 18 and 6 as well. New York dropped to 3 and 4. They're figuring it out, but they are very thin. And so your margin for error is, like, especially your defense, you can't give up 121 points even to Atlanta because you're that fucking thin. You need to grind these ones out. Atlanta are 4 and 5. San Antonio got smashed by Houston, and Jack McVeigh made his NBA debut. How good was that? Came out there for the last 2 minutes. The first player to ever wear 58 in the NBA, which is sick. I'll tell you what, I didn't think I'd like the look of the 58 on the court. It actually looks sick. I'm kind of here for it. To the point where I might have to cop that jersey. What do you reckon? Not a big Houston jersey kind of dude either. Like, I've never thought about getting a Jock Landale one. I just feel like, I think, so old mate's cousins got the squid, like a James Harden jersey. Basically is like taking the piss, because like, hey, Jim, you fucking hate James Harden. This will be funny. I'm like, what the hell is that? That's a hell of a present, but it's funny. And like, the squid wore it a couple of times. I can't wear red. I'm ginger as fuck. Look at me. I look like just the Kool-Aid man. I'm like going to burst through a wall and go, hey, let's go. Like, it's fucked. It's stupid. I just can't wear red. Simple. And the squid could, because he's got slightly blonder hair than I do. And anyway, I've never looked at a Houston jersey going, yeah, that'd be cool. Like, unless it's one of those sick, like, mid-90s ones with the actual rocket and the pinstripes, like the Hakeem Olajuwon and Charles Barkley ones, then I would cop. But the 58 of the McVeigh, it just looks kind of funny. But because I'm a larger gentleman, shall we say husky? I don't know. Powerful. That's what I'm going to say. I'm powerful. There we go. The 58, it might just make me look fatter. So maybe not. Sound off in the comments. Let me know what you reckon. Should I? Should Jim get a 58 Houston jersey? Yes or no? Yeah, nah. Anyway, outside of this is my fear in yesterday's show, actually, that Houston have too many dudes and San Antonio have fucking no dudes. Like, none. Sohan goes out with a busted fucking hand and they're cooked. Like, Wemby has a shit game, they're fucked. Like, there's no backup plan. And they got killed. So 127-100. Yeesh. It was 63-38 the half. Like, the game was over. Like, I watched like the first couple of bits in the first quarter. I'm like, oh God, they're getting smashed. Tuned back in the second half. I'm like, this fucking, everybody, like, it was, Houston were barely interested and they fucking killed him. So McVeigh gets out there. That was cool. He had 2 minutes and went 0-3. Shooters shoot. That's incredible. Wemby goes 15-6, 0 assists. Yeesh. 6 of 14. And, hey, I don't know, remember on yesterday's show, producer Gerald, one of our big surprises was Wemby's being a bit shit. He's shooting 22% from three. If you were shooting 22% from three, I don't know, you'd probably want to hit 22% of them or maybe better. Nah, the Frenchman goes, fuck that noise. I'm going to go 1 of 6 in this one. Check this out. Boom. Again, no math magician, but I'm pretty sure 1 of 6 is less than 22%. Don't check my maths. Fuck off. And Chris Paul had 10 of 4, and they've got nothing else. Like, Devin Vassell's injured, Sohan's injured, Champagne is just fine, whatever. Like, Keldon Johnson, just like, there's just nothing. So, anyway, the Rockets, 21 for Jalen Green. He hit 4 threes. Fred VanVleet had 10 assists as well. Şengün had 16, 5 and 4. Jock was really good, actually. Hit a nice fucking hook shot over the top of Wemby, which is nice. He had 11 and 6 in 18 minutes, so that was cool. San Antonio dropped 3 and 5. Flip it up and reverse it. You got Houston. The Lakers got smashed by the Memphis Grizzlies. 131-114. No Anthony Davis, and the Grizzlies fucking killed them. Despite LeBron having a massive game, no one else on this Lakers team is good. Kind of. Right, D'Lo and Austin Reeves. They're fine. But they have too big a roles on a team that needs better players. Simple as that, right? Like D'Lo, when he has like those 2-week stretches where he's like fucking awesome, the next time he does that, they need to trade him like halfway through. Or at the end, like they just need to go, right, 2 weeks, he's averaged 30. Fucking on your bike, go. Like, because he's shit. And so like Austin Reeves, he's really good, but it's almost, this is too much Austin Reeves. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's asked to do a little bit too much. Like, you shorten that, or you sort of make that role a little bit smaller, it's better. But he's just sort of overmatched as a starter and playing this much. Anyway, LeBron had 39, 7 and 6, and they got fucking killed. What? He's so old. He's like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have 39, 7 and 6 and fucking lose. What a waste. How many more 39, 7 and 6s does he have left in him? And he's getting killed by the Grizzlies. Like, anyway, Bronny got out there. I think he had 2 points. He had 2 free throws. It's cool. He missed both of his other shots. I thought he got an assist, and they didn't have it on the stats. I'm like, he passed it to the dude. The dude hit a 3. Like, whatever. Not an official scorer. D'Lo, 12 points on 12 shots. Reeves, 7 of 17 for 19 and 5. Like, just not good enough, right? And this is the thing. They sacrifice all these draft picks, all this draft capital, all this sort of stuff to go and get some of their dudes, and they've fucked it. So they just have, talk about no margin for error. It's like the Knicks at least have 6 dudes who can play. The Lakers have got like 2.5, 2.6 recurring. I don't know. It's fucked. Anyway, they'll figure it out, I assume. The Grizzlies 24 and 5 for Ja. He hurt himself a little bit late. He sort of just fucked off, and you're like, he's probably fine. Triple J 20 and 6 as well. Santi Aldama at 11 and 13. My favorite two though, Jalen Wells and Scottie Pippen Jr. They're going to pop up again in a second, but 20 and 3 for Jalen Wells, career high for the rookie. And Scottie Pippen Jr. My favorite moment of this game was he stole the ball from LeBron. He's like, "Do you know who my dad is?" And LeBron's like, "Oh, fuck yeah." If it wasn't a passing of the torch moment, but it felt like it could have been. It's like Scottie Pippen Jr. Like, all I want to see was Scottie Pippen Jr. bash Bronny or something. Just do something like, let's fucking sun fight. Let's go. Nah, Scottie Pippen Jr. went, fuck that. I want the dad. Oh, that's awesome. And he just fucking wrenched it away from him and fucking pissed off. It was unreal. Like, that was... I nearly fell out of my chair. Well, I'm like, that was sick. The fuck? LeBron did the exact same thing. He's like, the fuck was that? Was that Scottie Pippen Jr.? He was on my team. This is... fuck. Where's Rob Pelinka? I'm going to kick his ass. Anyway. It was an incredible moment. And he had 14, 6, and 4. You can't tell me the Lakers couldn't use a 14, 6, and 4 from Scottie Pippen Jr. right now. Memphis now 5 and 4. Lakers are 4 and 4. Boom, boom, boom. Cleveland beat the piss out of the Pelicans 131-122. When I say beat the piss, I mean it was gutsy. They're 9 and 0 now, the Cavs. They're fucking good. Thing is, they were down by 12 early and just sort of fought back. Donnie Mitchell just went, yeah, let's not lose to this Pelicans team that's a bit shit and has like no dudes. And then the Cavs like, fucking, yeah, all right. Jared Allen sent Yves Missy just like fucking back to college. It was an amazing, we'll talk about that again in a second. The Pels play hard. Like, we'll give him that. Zion and Spindles Ingram, for all the shit I give him, like they'll have these games where it's like, it does work, see? And then you look at the rest of the roster and you're like, oh, but they've got no fucking help. So Zion had 29, 8, and 4 today. Ingram, 25 and 5. Jose Alvarado, Grand Theft Alvarado, had 27 points, 5 assists, and 3 steals. But the problem was, like, it's like, Jordan Hawkins, what's your job? He's like, shoot threes. It's like, all right, do that. And he's like, oh, I've missed them all. 1 of 7 from the floor today. That's exact opposite. They only went 13 and 27 from downtown. Jim, that's a great percentage. It's only 27 threes. Like, they scored 122 points. What the fuck is going on there? The Cavs, Donnie Mitchell had 29, 4, and 3, 14 and 9 for Darius Rucker, Judy Garland. Go the throw, Jared Allen had 16 and 14 and blocked the shit out of some dudes. Mobley had 15 and 9. So look, this is what we talked about on the power rankings. And the surprising, like just how well they all play together. Those 4, it looks unreal. They shot 17 to 35 from downtown as a team and 54% from the floor. That's how you beat a team on the road. When you get down 12 early, you just hit every shot, apparently. 3 and 6 now for the Pelicans. 9 and 0, the best ever start for the Cleveland Cavaliers ever. And also the best start for a new head coach at a new team in the history of the NBA for Kenny Atkinson. That's fucking awesome. Chicago got killed in the Chris Anstey Cup by Dallas, 119-99. Absolutely fucking killed. They got straight killed. As predicted, we talked about this yesterday. And on Tuesday, actually. Dallas, not great defensively, but they have substantially more defensive upside than Chicago do, and more offensive upside as well. So you're like, okay, if Dallas get 2 more stops than Chicago, they're going to win this game quite handily. And it's exactly what happened. Because Chicago, without Zachy Cakes, Adam Levine, they don't have enough offense to keep up. And then they didn't hit shots and they fucking just got killed behind all game from the get-go. How did that happen, Jim? Well, Vooch had 14 and 10. It's not enough. Giddey had 10, 3, and 6. Not enough. But also not helped by the fact that you're starting backcourt of Ayo, Dosunmu, and Kobe White combined to shoot 5 of 26 between the two of them. 2 of 13 for Ayo and 3 of 13 for Kobe. Yeah, that's how you lose a game. I was saying Buzelis. He was all right, 13 and 9 for the rookie, but still, Mavs killed him. 27, 7 and 13 for Lucas, 17 and 6 for Kyrie, 17 and 7 for Gafford. He's like, who's guarding me? Vooch, fucking cool. Bang. Dinwiddie went 1 of 8. He was horrible. Jaden Hardy, though, had 11 as well off the bench. Good win for Dallas. They needed that one just fucking after the shit show against the Pacers the other day. Good bounce back. Chicago dropped to 3 and 5. What did I say the other day? They are who we thought they are. And Dallas, 5 and 3. OKC and Denver played an absolute belter. This game was sick. Denver, 124-122. We picked Denver, didn't we? Remember how I'm like, they just play close games. They just play close games, man. This was a close game, and they actually fucking won it as like 6.5-point underdogs in the end. Nugs were dead in the water as well. Then Russell Westbrook went, actually, fuck OKC. He wound back the clock for when he was on OKC and was awesome. I was as surprised as anybody, and I love Russell Westbrook. They ripped off a 24-6 run to tie it. That's how bad they were going. It was bad. Well, actually, no. It was 22-6 to tie, 24-6 to take an 89-87 lead. It was chaos. Mike Malone got a tee. He just goes off his fucking head, and then they hit 10 shots. It was like 10 of 11, I think. And you're like, that's worth a tee. I'll pay that. Jokic had a triple-double before the 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And you're like, this is nuts. But the coolest thing was Russell Westbrook going off his fucking head, getting that fucking, not only the team, he got the fans back into it too. Like, he was amping up that crowd. And we know that in Denver, that crowd can be fucking insane. And they loved it. And OKC, like in the fourth quarter, they're like, nah, we're still here. Fucking check this out. Bang, bang, bang. And then Michael Porter Jr. just got hotter than the fucking sun, knocks in everything. Christian Brown had his best game of the season. Watson had some massive shots and then had a fucking huge fucking block at the end of it to seal the win. Like, Peyton Watson was hitting shots. They had a 14-4 run with 3 minutes left that got him up 7. Chet hits a 3. Strawther answers. J-Dub hits another 3. It's suddenly 123-120. And they just held on down the stretch. It was awesome. So go watch this game. Thanks to the Watson block on SGA to seal it. OKC, not unbeaten. There you go. They finally lost the game. And Denver, you got to feel like that's a bit of a, ooh, okay, we can beat OKC again. This feels good. All we need is, Christian Brown to play out of his fucking head, to play Joker 39 minutes, Michael Porter Jr. 41 minutes, and we'll be fine. It's fucked. Anyway, but they had 4 players into the 20 points as well. So great job against the number 1 defense. That's fucking awesome to ring up 124 in this OKC defense that have been allowing, 93.6? That is fucking awesome. So OKC goes 16 to 40 from downtown. SJ with 28. J-Dub with 29, 10, and 9. Bloody hell. 15 and 10 for Chet. 11 for Dort. Psst, we need more Dort number plates. Isaiah Joe as well. They had 14 turnovers, though, and Caruso shot 1 of 9. How's this for a stat line? Alex Caruso put on a Caruso show. 1 of 9 from the floor. 0 of 3 from 3. But he had 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. That's a hell of a day. That's a hell of a day. And Denver, the Joker. Fuck you. Like, what is this? 23 points, 20 rebounds, and 16 assists. Just get fucked. That's just insane. Yeah, it's just pretty good. That's just, I like Aussies anyway. 5 turnovers. He shot 9 of 20, whatever. MPJ with 24, 7 and 3, 6 of 10 from downtown in the end. Bloody good. Rusty, 29, 6 and 6. You Yoti. I love that. Braun, he had 24, hit 4 of 8 from 3, and 9 for Strawther, despite going 1 of 7 from downtown. And their dudes just sort of stepped up, and that's exactly what they sort of needed. And suddenly Denver are 5 and 3 after a pretty rough, 0 and 2 start, whatever. OKC, it leaves Cavs as the only unbeaten team. OKC is 7 to 1. Miami and Phoenix played an awesome game. 115-112. The Suns hold on. It was the Suns versus the Heat. It's the cause and the effect bowl, I guess. The same thing bowl? Sure. Weird one. But what a game. Like, Miami were up 15 points in the third quarter. Suns came flying back. Got firing in the fourth. They get up. And then fucking Miami clawed back into it, because they do. And then they fucked it at the end. It was, if you haven't watched the end of this, it's hilarious. Jimmy Butler's like, fuck, we're down 3. I've got a few seconds left. Give me the ball. I can get it 2. No, wait, we need 3. Dribbles back out past the 3-point line, is wide open, because everyone's like, it's Jimmy Butler. Let him fucking shoot it. Who cares? And he's like, I'm Jimmy Butler. I don't shoot 3s. Fuck. Tyler Hero, you take it. And the fucking time ran out. It was over. Jimmy Butler's like, God damn it, what am I doing? Everyone's like, what the fuck were you doing, Jimmy Butler? That was weird. I don't know, maybe go concentrate on your dominoes. Maybe think about basketball for once. I don't know. But that was insane. Phoenix very lucky to get out of this one with a win. Hero had 28 points. He got fucking scorching hot, ironically, from 3, 5 and 9 from downtown in the end. Butler had 15 and 7. Bam. 12, 6 and 5. Hell of a stat line. 19 for Hayward Highsmith. Duncan Robinson hit 3 threes. Rose shot 2 of 10. It was brutal. But Phoenix, 20 and 18 for Nurk. He's hitting fucking shots from Sarajevo. Is that in Bosnia? That sounds right. Or is that Serbia? Am I in trouble? I don't remember. Bosnia, Herzegovina. All the good spots. Anyway, he was awesome. He's just knocking in threes. Like, that's fucking silly, Nurk. KD had 32, 8, and 3. He was unreal, especially down the stretch. 22 and 9 for Booker. V nice. And Grayson Allen, 3 threes. Beal was not great. Just not great. He just has these games. You're like, thanks, Brad. Miami dropped to 3 and 4. Told you. I don't think they're very good. Phoenix, 7 and 1. Philly got embarrassed by the Clippers, 110-98. Just absolutely cooked it. They got worked like a speed bag by the Clippers. And to the point where it was like, yeah, it wasn't even that close down the stretch. Yeah, 110-98 in the end. And this was 66-68. You're like, this is a good game, Jim. It's like, yes, it is. I'm like watching it. I'm like, hang on a second, what's happening? And the Clippers just fucking fucked them up. It was a 26-8 run, I think, in the end, that basically blew the doors off this one. It was 94-72. You're like, Jesus, what just happened? Yeah. No, that's a fucking hell. Again, maths, that's a 26-6 run. It's pretty good. That'll do it. That'll do. The Sixers, Tyrese Maxey's like, who the fuck is this guy? And Paul George is like, motherfucker, I'm Paul George. Check this out. Here's 18 points against my old team that I'm really psyched to play against. I fucking love everybody here still. It's like, what are you doing, Paul? Shut up. You're meant to hate these guys now. You were disrespected by them. They didn't want to give you a 4th year. That's the Paul George experience, Philly fans. Enjoy it. I'll tell you what. Oh, he's just a proven winner. He's never won shit. What are you fucking talking about? Anyway, 18 points for Paul George today. 7 rebounds, 3 steals. He shot, 2 or 3 from 3, 7 to 9 in field goals. Maxey, though, it's completely fucking discombobulated. He had 12 points on 13 shots. It was brutal, and no one else did. Oubre had 18, but it's Kelly Oubre points. They're fucking meaningless. The Clips, Norm Powell had 26. It was awesome. 18, 4, and 6 for Harden. Zoobs dominated here, 15 and 9. 14 for Derek Jones Jr. as well. They shot 57%. How's that fucking defense going, Philly? Not great. 17 turnovers to 20. It was a gross game. It was gross. And then the Clippers just basically, the lean forward playing the video game meme? Well, now we're concentrating. And they kicked their ass. Philly are 1 and 6. That's a big hole. Dale dug a hole. It's a big hole. And the Clippers, 4 and 4. They're fine. And Toronto fell apart against Sacramento, 122 in the final game of the day. Amazing work from Sacramento in the fourth quarter. DeMar DeRozan just goes, what is it, the fourth quarter? I believe that's called winning time. Check this out. 122-107, they win this. They outscored them 33-14 in the fourth quarter. Fucking hell. Take that, Toronto. 10-34 from downtown for the Raptors. RJ Barrett, 23, 3 and 3. Shot 9 and 19. Davion Mitchell, bit of revenge. Bit too short, though. 20 points, 6 assists, 8 of 11 shooting. Just wasn't enough because no one else did shit for the Raptors. Okchai Agbaji had 12, 10, 8, and 4 for Teenage Mutant Jakob Poeltl. Just nothing going, though, because the Kings had everybody going. DeMar DeRozan had 27. You had 22 and 12 for Keegan Murray. 21 for, who was it? Fox. Yeah, he didn't shoot great, but he was still just fucking everywhere. And then the 17, 11, and 13 from the Suvlaki King. It was unreal. Domantas Sabonis dominated. Monk had 13. At 11. And the Kings just ran right over the top in the end. And usually it's Sacramento shitting the bed and falling apart in the fourth quarter. Today it was Toronto. They are now 2 and 7. That's some good tanking. And Sacramento 5 and 3. All right, let's do an NBA Straya approved performance of the night.
That's not a night. That's a night.
LeBron fucking James, are you kidding me? 39, 7 and 6 at age 1 billion. Well, he's older than the sun. That's just stupid. He only had 5 turnovers, but jeez. Just out there by himself, basically. Zachariah Isache had 33, 7 and 3, 3 steals and 2 blocks. That was amazing. He was so good. He had 0 turnovers, played really good defense. That's why he's the number 1 pick. So, yeah. KD, the 32, 8 and 3. He'd had the 6 turnovers, though. But we'll just settle in for the 2 nuggets, shall we? Joker's stat line is just silly. 23, 20, and 16. As I said, fuck off. That's just, what are you doing? That's 23, 20, and 16 is fuck you territory. And he's like, yeah, just might fuck around with another MVP. Sound good? Yes. I I'll tell Jimmy to go get fucked. He said I could never win another one. Anyway, and for old timey's sake, Russell Westbrook, 29, 6 and 6. That was awesome. I fucking loved it. It was absolutely, he's nuts, and I'm here for it. He legit got that crowd and the team back into it and won them the game. That's cool. Will help them win the game. Enjoyed that. What about Spud of the night?
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Had a few Spuds. Malik Beasley, 2 of 11, not great. Ayo! Just soon with the 2 of 13 and Kobe White, 3 of 13. 3 of 16 for our man Dyson Daniels. Ugh, it was a bit of a rough one. 0 of 4 for our man Josh Green and Green. But, I don't know, there was a couple of special numbers that people shot today, which is always fun. I personally would like to thank Julian Strother, Drew Holiday, as well as from 3, Brandon Spindles Miller and Peyton Pritchard for shooting. Shield! Yeah! They shot 311, you beauty! Love that. I can't wait for that show. Like, it's just, I can't wait. What do you do? What is it, 170 Russell? Yeah. Is it the Wednesday? Wednesday, December 4, I want to say, that they're going to play in Melbourne. Cannot wait. All right, what about old mate? No mates, once we find the bloody thing.
Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no
Old mate,
mates.
no
Old mate, no
mates.
mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Who's got no mates today? That would be Trae Young getting booed in his own house by Knicks fans who are in Atlanta. That's amazing. But then he's like, hey, hope these Knicks fans find their way to the exit real quick. Boo, take your ass home. It's also just a bit weird because Trae Young's got that weird fucking voice of, I hope these Knicks fans find their way to the exit real quick. Boo, take your ass home. It's like, is that a 7-year-old fucking having a crack? Because, I don't know, he's got the fucking hairline, he's got the funny, fuzzy little fucking kid hair. And it's just like, he's also, there's someone did post like, it's good to see Trae Young shaved his head. And it's just obviously a Photoshop job. You're like, to be honest, that actually looks a little bit better. It's fucked. His hair is. Anyway, but yeah, he's got that fuck voice. And you're like, I don't think that's the dunking on you think it is, Trae Young. Because you sound like a really weird little kid. Oh, yeah, take your ass home. Yeah, good one. Also, though, I love it. Old mate, no mates. To have like the Knicks fans just fucking hate you so much for that, like, is very cool. So I like that. Anytime he goes to MSG, anytime he's playing at home now, Knicks fans are like, fucking boo that man. That's cool. That's like, anytime you can be like Reggie Miller level like villain, here for it. What about a bit of a pantsing? Speaking of older than the sun, how about Taj Gibson? Did you know that he's still in the NBA? Because he is. He also blocked the absolute fuck out of Jaden Ivey at the start of that Detroit-Charlotte game. I'm watching it, I'm like, was that fucking Taj Gibson? Oh, what was he like, the 2008 draft or some shit? 2009? Jesus. That's a long time ago, I'll tell you. And as mentioned, the go-the-throw Jared Allen just blocking the fucking hell out of Eves Missy. He's like, welcome to the NBA, rook. Like, Eves Missy's like, sick, I've got to run up, I'm going to dunk the fuck out of this ball, cocks it back. As it's on its way down, Jared Allen's hand just goes, no, and just stops it, and you can see him flexing, go, no, bang, and just like sends it back. It was unreal, and it's just such a pantsing. Like, Eves Missy's falling to the ground going, what the fuck just happened? Like, did I just get hit by a bus? Like, what the fuck, dude? Anyway, good stuff. And finally, better than Lonzo Ball, better than Bronny James.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. He's coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. I told you, Jalen Wells and Scottie Pippen Jr. So Jalen Wells with the 20 points as a rookie, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 7 of 10 from the floor, 5 of 7 from downtown, and the Scottie Pippen Jr. 14, 4, and 6. Both of them better than Bronny James, who hit 2 free throws and nothing else. And better than Lonzo Ball. You know, pouring out for Lonzo. Hopefully he's back soon. But yeesh, they're good. Like, Jalen Wells is awesome. Like, they kicked the fuck out of the Lakers. And it was because of these dudes. So that was really fun. I enjoyed that immensely. Were there any other late additions to the Spud list as well? No, Caruso, we already sort of mentioned that. And yeah, but still, Jalen Wells, Scottie Pippen Jr., like, we can't really say Zachary Richarche as well because he's the number one pick, but that was really cool. So, Jalen Wells, though, the Grizzlies have got themselves like a couple of like dudes like this, just young dudes that they've just either drafted, they've stolen like Jay Huff and shit like that. And he's like, how do they just make dudes good? It's awesome. Like, they're good, maybe not great, but they're fucking good. Like Desmond Bane, like, it's the same sort of thing, right? Really, really late first round pick and just boom, actual gun. All right, let's take a quick break. Do some yeah-nahs right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You listen to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're listening to
Straya.
NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
All right, let's do some yeah-nahs. Got a few here. Dan D, erstwhile actual physio. He's the one who set us straight on the grade 1, 2, 3 sprains, which I still reckon, look, go through to 5 and we're laughing. Maybe 10. Fuck it. Anyway, the breakdown of the grade 1, 2, 3 like ligament sprains was incredible though. Like, I learned a lot, but I still feel like when we say 2.5 or 1.5, I'm just like, just make it 5. What are we doing? Anyway, but we have an explanation. He says, yeah, nah, Rusty is a starter. Today proves that Murray should be coming off the bench. Yeah, nah. I kind of love that. Jamal Murray, he's such an awesome big game player. And like Russell, just as a starter again, he's like, yeah, fucking check this out. I'm Russell Westbrook. And you're like, yes, you are. You're the same dude who shot like 1 of 8 just the other day. 2 of 11. Like, we get it. You're okay sometimes. It's because you're old. That's what happens. Unless you're LeBron. But I love that. I just want to be able to see, like, if there's anybody who can make Russell Westbrook accountable and excellent again, it's probably the Joker. But I don't feel like they play that, like, it's almost 2 little separate orbits, right? But Joker's still trying to like get him involved, and it's kind of fun. So it'd be interesting to see if he still works there as a 6-man or whatever. But it's fun just to see him go fucking off, which is cool. Hey Jim, do you now believe in the Golden State Warriors? Yeah, nah, yeah, a little bit more. Fucking A, because I said this didn't look like the second best defense in the NBA, and then today it did. It's like, yes, the Celtics didn't have the extreme Zingamil or Jaylen Brown, you know, the Finals MVP. Eastern Finals MVP as well. But it at least sort of it showed me that the bottom is not going to fall out of them this year. And that's, like, they're 7-1 already. That's fucking awesome. So, yeah, I'm eating some crow, as it were, I think, at this point. Are you worried about Boston, though, Jim? Yeah, nah. I think there are, mate, like, I feel like the injuries are just, there will be a tipping point where you just go, hang on a second. But I don't think they're there yet. Because, like, you're already dealing with the extreme Zingamil being out. You've got Quetta, and you've got Horford, and you've got Cornette. You've got coverage there. As I said, though, it's probably a little bit too much Peyton Pritchard. Derek White's balling out of his ass, though. That's good. Losing the way they did, where Tatum was sort of in his head about this sort of Steve Kerr, Team USA stuff. What do I keep fucking saying about Tatum, though? Like, the dude's got negative aura, and that's exactly what a dude with negative aura and how he would respond, I guess. Because a dude with actual aura would be like, fuck you, fuck all y'all. I'm going to kick the shit out of the Warriors. And he kind of tried that, and it was a bit shit. Because it's kind of not who he is, because he doesn't have aura. So here we are. We're stuck in this rock hard place. Tatum, he's won a title. Does he have aura? No. Like, I would have loved to have him just drop 50 on the Warriors. He's not that dude. You're not that guy, pal. Anyway, I'm not worried about Boston. No, they're fine. This one is a bit worrisome. I feel like broken. Yeah, nah. Doesn't look great for Tyrese Maxey. Just going, Paul George is here. He's good. Why aren't we better now? And Tyrese Maxey's like, I don't know how to. Am I meant to give him the ball? Like, what are we doing here? It's worrisome that it looks as shit as it does, right? And it's like, oh, Joe Embiid's not there. It's like, yeah, I don't think that's going to help a giant amount because it doesn't really fix your fucking. Oh, our point guard and our superstar wing don't seem to know how to fucking play together yet after 2 games. Joel Embiid will fix that. Oh, that's the exact opposite of what'll happen. It's like, oh, we've got another 4 weeks of figuring out how to fucking play together. So I'd be pretty worried if I was a Philly fan because that hole is getting fucking deep quick. And if you look at Philly's schedule, which we should do right now for the first time, I realized that as I was saying it, I haven't actually looked at it. What do we do? We've got, they're at the Lakers. Then they play the Hornets at home. Well, yeah, I guess because they're obviously in LA right now, so they've actually, luckily, got the Clippers and then the Lakers, so that's that trip done. But they play the Lakers this weekend, then they go home to play the Hornets. It's all right. It's not exactly a pushover, though. Then they got the Knicks, then the Cavs. That's pretty tough. Interesting 4 games. Then they got the Magic, the Heat, and the Grizz all on the road. So, I don't know. It's not going to get any easier. All right, unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah, I'm actually okay with Joker winning a 4th MVP if he wants to. Right? Like, now he's got to, I think 3 MVPs, cool. You're a epoch-defining player. 4 is like, you're getting up to that Magic, Larry Bird, MJ, top 10 all-time kind of thing. And I want to see you win another title at that point, like 4. But he might also just win it again this year. Denver could. Just saying. But I'm not against it like I kind of was. I was a little bit against it. To the point where I'm like, he's not going to win it. He's just not going to win it. He's not going to win 4. No one's going to fucking vote for him. Now I kind of feel like an idiot, but that's fine. Speaking of which, Outback Takehouse. It's Thursday at Outback. You know what that means? Oh, yeah. 2 for 1 bloomin' onions. You know what? I walked past a place the other day and they had bloomin' onions on the menu in Australia. It was a place trying to be like a Yank place. So I'm like, all right, fucking there you go. Now I get it. So blow it out your ass. You're bloomin' onions here. Fucking all right. It's like one of those fucking Jetstream trailers, whatever, and they just do burgers. It's like bloomin' onions. I'm like, fucking blow your bloomin' onions out your ass. Anyway, the 2 for 1 only at Outback. And today's flame grilled take is the Sixers are so broken they should just trade Joel Embiid right now. Only at Outback. Like, what are they winning? Well, they can't do it because they just got Paul George for 4 years, but they've got to take this longer view this year, and that's what they've done, right? Which is fine. And that's why I'm not worried about Philly right now. All they have to do, and this is the same with the Bucks. The Bucks are probably much more in the precarious position of actually, fuck it, let's trade Giannis now, and Dame, and just fucking reset. But they're already out a bunch of draft picks, and they're kind of fucked, so it doesn't really help. Philly, I'm not actually that worried about them because once Embiid comes back, the East is just that shit that they can probably do what they did last year, land as a 7 seed, play through the play-in, and then probably get waxed by Boston or whatever. But just saying, wouldn't you just go, fuck it. What do you got for us? What would you give up for Embiid? Come on, man. Just thinking outside the box here. And Daryl Morey's probably thought about it. He wasn't meant to it, but he might have. All right, Australian Player Watch, let's do it. The Australians today, how'd they go, Jim? Well, not a great one. So Josh Giddey in the 99-119 smashing by the Mavs. He had 10 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 5 turnovers. Yeah, as a team, they were pretty bad with the ball. He shot 3-9 from the floor, 1 of 3 from downtown in 28 minutes. So against Dallas, it was always going to be a tough one for Chicago, and the fact that no one made shots for them certainly didn't help anything. So Giddey, look, he's been fine. It's a bit tough without Zach LaVine. When he's out there with LaVine, it just sort of sings, but when they've got 2 guards and him out there as well, Ayo and Kobe, undersized guards, a bit harder. Josh Green, for the Charlotte Hornets in their 108-107 win over the Detroit Basketball Pistons. He played 24 minutes and didn't hit a shot. He went 0 of 4 from the floor, 0 of 2 from downtown. He had 2 rebounds and 1 assist, though, to go with 1 turnover. But it's also kind of fun to see Charlotte go, hang on a second, we need defense. Josh Green. We've got Josh Green. How good's that? We've got Josh Green. Sick. Johnny Furphy copped the did not play coach's decision against the Orlando Magic. You get that on the big jobs. It was a close game. Dyson Daniels. We mentioned him earlier in the show. They win over the Knicks. They smash the Knicks. He shot 3 of 16. That is, checks notes, not great. Amazingly, he was only 0 of 4 from downtown. So it's a lot of missed shots. But anyway, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 4 steals. That's how you balance it out. That's not bad. And a block. Very nice from Dyson Daniels. Jock Landale, I mentioned this as well earlier. He got a lot of run against the Spurs today. 127-100, they win that game. He had 11 points, 6 rebounds and a steal in 18 minutes. That is very nice. Shot 5 of 12 from the floor, 1 of 1 from downtown, and also hit a beautiful little hook shot over the top of Wembanyama. And then my favorite one for today, the Unabomber. Jack McVeigh got out there for his NBA debut, number 58, the only NBA 58 we've seen. That is fantastic. So he gets out there for 2 minutes and lets it rip. 0 of 3 from the floor in 2 minutes and 5 seconds. 0 of 1 from downtown. He was a -1 in his 2 minutes, but wow. That's awesome. Jack McVeigh can always say, now, all of that grinding, that grind set, that yelling at his wife, got him to the NBA. Just imagine how hard she'd be like, oh, congrats on today. She's like, shut up! Don't tell me congrats! I need to keep grinding! And you're like, all right, buddy, just fucking chill, would you? Luke Travers copped did not play as well against the Pelicans, which is a bit of a rough one, but also you kind of get that. That game was close. They were fighting back into it, obviously. And then outside of that, Alex Dukas for the Oklahoma City Thunder against the Denver Nuggets did not play because, again, that was a very, 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 very close game. So that's the Australian Player Watch. The Andrew Gaze Grey MAMBA Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence, however... Andrew Gaze Grey MAMBA. Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence. Mention this one at the top. A couple of good ones. Zachary Rissache. So he played 37 minutes tonight, so that's the most he's played this season, the number 1 pick. He also became the 4th youngest player in the NBA since the merger with the ABA back in 77 to finish the game with 30-plus points and 0 turnovers. That's pretty bloody good. He joins a couple of dudes, not bad. LeBron James, he was 19. Kobe Bryant, he was 19. LaMelo Ball was 19. And Zachary Rissache is 19. So that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. He was good. Geez, Jim, is it because you're over-leveraged in Zachary Rissache stock and fantasy? Yes, very much so. So any good game, I'm like, yes, he's awesome. Let's go. Anyway, and on top of that, Nikola Jokic, as I mentioned, just that stupid 23, 20, and 16 game. Like, what are you doing? The most 15, 15, 15 games since the start of last season. Joker has 6. 6, there we go. The rest of the NBA is 2 combined. That's pretty good. Amazingly as well, he's right there at the top of the actual, if you look at the stats, like just the simple counting stats for the NBA as well, Joker is right there at the top of the rebounds. He's like just behind Suva and Zoobs at 12.6. And he's also right there, second in assists. That's pretty good. So I think yesterday he was actually on top of both. And no one has ever led the league in rebounds per game and assists per game. It's pretty good. He's not bad. And the Shane Hill shoot your shot, light him up award, that goes to Jack McVeigh, the Unabomber, because he played 2 minutes and shot 3 times and just, I love it. Shoot. Go fucking nuts, Jack McVeigh. That was good. All right, Patty Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in. Let's just play this song. Let's do it. I think we had a Patty post. I think it popped up. Patty Mills Jazz debut. Oh, that's from the official account. That's cool. Patty Mills. No. Okay, that's fine. But Jock Landale had a couple of good ones. The Houston Rockets posted out a Jock Landale one. He's like, I'm going to spew. You can take the boy out of Geelong, but you can't take the Geelong out of the boy. What else we had? We had Jock also posting, I think, about the missus and the dog, which is always a good one. He's got the 6 speed dealer sunnies. Off days with the Dahl. There you go. He's got the mustache and the speed dealer sunnies. In the beanie, it's just like he's going to go knock over a servo. That's awesome. And then the picture of the missus eating I want to say muffin? Oh, no, I've liked it. That looks weird. Anyway, nothing sus, Jock. Nothing sus. All right, let's do some game previews for tomorrow. Game previews. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How'd you go on today's picks? Well, I think we went 8 of 12 against the line. I think, so I did the drop-off, the Thursday morning drop-off picks this morning, pushing a pram through the mean streets of Brunswick. And I think of those, what did I give, 4? I think we hit a couple of them too. Yeah, we hit Indy. We hit Dallas. I think we hit Golden State as well. What was the other one? And Denver. I think we might have hit all 4 of those in the drop-off picks. That's pretty good. Nice. 8 of 12 overall, though. Smashed it. Tomorrow, however, and I'll actually give an update, I guess, on tomorrow's show about how the season's going. It's all in the spreadsheet. But we only have 3 games tomorrow, which is good because there's also Friday night football, Thursday night football, and it's a really good game tomorrow. Bengals, Ravens. So I'll be watching that, and then I'll have the other games on the other screen. We have Utah, Milwaukee. Geez, Jim, is this a clash of the Titans? If you say Titans, do you mean teams that are 1-6 each? Yeah, because that's what it is. Because Milwaukee are not. Has there ever been a clash of 2 teams that are 1-6 where one of them is favored by 8.5 points? That is a good question. Probably not. And the Bucks are at home. I think this is an absolute belting by the Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks minus 8.5. You shouldn't, the Bucks shouldn't be favored by 8.5 over anybody, but if they are going to be, it's going to be Utah, who just have not looked good at all. Whereas the Bucks, look, if Dame gets going, pack her up, boys, you're done. Giannis, if he's back as well, they're going to kill him. Portland go to San Antonio, and somehow Portland are underdogs, which I do not get. They're 4.5-point underdogs in San Antonio. Portland are half decent. San Antonio have shown, as I said on yesterday's show, one of the big surprises for me is just that they're not very good, at all. And they've also got enough big dudes to sort of just keep throwing at Wemby. It's like, all right, Donovan Clingan, now the dominating's off, you go get him. And he's like, all right, I'm very big. That's my Donovan Clingan impression. That's good. Anyway, so they'll get after Wemby. San Antonio on back-to-back. Portland getting 4.5 points. I think Portland can easily win this game, so I'm going Portland. And then Minnesota at Chicago. With the Bulls on a back-to-back, they're 8.5-point underdogs at home against a Minnesota team that's pretty good. It's a big road line for Minnesota, but Chicago have just gotten their heads kicked in the last couple of times, so I'm going to have to go Minnesota minus 8.5 as well. I don't really like that one as much as the other two, but, I mean, how is Chicago going to stop Ant-Man? I don't like that at all. Yeesh. So, yeah, Minnesota minus 8.5 in Chicago. So, 3 games tomorrow. We'll wrap all that up on tomorrow's show because that is it for today. What a fun show that was. It was, there was a bit going on. 12 games, juice. Anyway, that's it. We'll be back on deck tomorrow from the Larry Armour studios, which will be fun. But in the meantime, make sure you're following NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, and YouTube. Go see the power rankings all broken out. Producer Gerald and social guy Leo did a great job on that. Go check out the TikTok and stuff as well. There's lots of fun stuff that pops up there. And get around NFL Australia. Gaz and I did a slightly later show this week. Producer Gerald actually did a great job of actually getting the audio and video and stuff. Did a fantastic job there, everybody, all around, just in time for week 10. So go listen to that. Plenty of stuff. I think what did I do? I did the spinning wheel. That was fun. So go check that out on the socials. Leo will probably chuck that up pretty soon. Get around all the other shows as well that we have. AFLW Today show. We've got the Cricket Today podcast, which is back and flying. Yep. Did you know the Aussies are playing one days against bloody Pakistan? I only found out when they did it on Monday. Oh, yes. Of course they are. Sure. The Football Today podcast as well if you like your soccer. And, of course, obviously, hold all tickets for your GGs if you like your horsies. Seems important at this time of year. Check us a rating on Apple Podcasts, your Spotifys, your YouTubes, whatever weird app you use on your Android phone. Rate, review, star, all that stuff. Look, Like, come on. I asked for nothing. It's 1,150 shows. Like, come on. Rate and review and comment and stuff. Jump on the YouTube as well, would you? And like, jump in the comments. Give us some yeah and ahs. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song, as well as Joshua Delarentis, House Hats, Fascinator, Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa Section and Green, as well as Dozers for all the tunes you hear throughout the show. All really, really great Aussie bands, NBA Straya Sports Australian bands. So should you. Go listen to them wherever you listen to your tunes. And that's it. Big thanks always go to producer Gerald as well. He does a great job sitting there, having a giggle every so often at some of my dumb jokes, but it's all right. I spend most of my time just trying to make him laugh now, but that's how it goes. All right, we'll catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. This is NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves. Jack McVeigh's an NBA player, and later, Hosanna.